Yo, fellas, you got me?
Yep. What is up? Welcome
I can't hear
everyone
you.
to Season 2, Episode 28. So the podcast brought to you by Pensive Technology. Internet, security, home cameras, internet stuff. Go to pensivetechnology.com. Another quick plug. We're all drinking Philly Standard. Love Yards, so partnered with Yards. Appreciate it. And this is our first podcast where we're able to announce that we're hooked up with Hidden Still Spirits. So I bought one of their shirts, and we have some of their booze here. So they make bourbon, tequila, vodka, rum, canned cocktails. Great place up in Hershey. They deliver to the PA area. I think outside, maybe not Idaho, but fuck Idaho and fuck Montana.
Yeah, fuck Montana.
Yeah, fuck Montana too. Here we go, guys. Like, I'm just going to kick it off, and I'm not even mad at this point. I'm just disgusted and almost feeling apathetic, right? Because how does the team play when you know that it's a scheduled loss? And, like, even the term scheduled loss is something that's so unfortunate, but it's like the new sports thing, right? It's Joel Embiid has off, and there's a scheduled loss, and, this Flyers guy is a scheduled loss. And then the fucking batters, well, they're like, fuck it. Like, I don't know if we're going to score 11 runs again. I'm just disgusted with the fucking performance and just the up and down because, honestly, I don't know exactly how many games are left, but it's somewhere in the round of 30. This team could win 30 in a row, and I'm not confident in them. I'm dead fucking serious. They could win 30 fucking games in a row, and I'm not confident. Chris, like, what are you feeling about today's game?
Yeah, I mean, today is really frustrating. And, I mean, obviously you can point to Walker just with another Walker start, but the offense is the problem. I mean, no hit until the 8th inning. You just, and I think your post was perfect, Chris. They can either score 10 runs every game or get no hit every game. It's just this offense is too inconsistent. They show up, then they don't show up. And when they show up, they all show up. And when they don't show up, they all don't show up. This team goes how the offense goes, and it was that way during the beginning part of the season when they were winning a lot of games. It was that same way when they went through their struggles in the middle of the season. They went to Kansas City, had 45 hits in 3 games and took 2 out of 3, and then come home, swing the bats well the first 2 games, and then today, no hits into the 8th. It's the offense. The offense is what's going to carry this team. We can bitch about Walker, which there's plenty to bitch about there, but it's the offense.
And, you're right about that post, right? But you know what, Chris? It's not just this year. We could have posted that for the last 3, 4, 5 years. It's the same shit because it's the same team. Like, yeah. John, did you get to watch all of the game? Because if you didn't, I feel you're the luckiest dude on this podcast.
No, I was finishing the paperwork for my new car. So I got to catch like a couple minutes in the showroom. And the salesmen were flipping. So I'm like, let me go get a snack or a glass of water. And then as I'm signing my paperwork, Papa John's texting me, asshole, jerk off, this guy, Topper. Like cursing out Topper and all. It's like 6-0, 7-0. I'm like, dude, what is going on? It's madness. I'm kind of glad I didn't watch it. I would have been snapping.
I had the chance to go today, like free tickets. And then, this was like a couple days ago. I get the text like, hey, Chris, we have tickets to Wednesday. I went and looked. I was like, Walker. I was like, fuck no. I was like, I'm fucking busy. No, thank you. That's awesome, but I'm not fucking going. No fucking way in the world. And like, my wife's like, oh, it'd be really nice for Avery to go. And I says, yeah, to see her fucking see shit and me act like an asshole and say motherfucker 100 times? No, she can do that at home. And we ain't got to drive and pay $25. No. She can
sit 95 degree weather too, right?
Yeah.
95 in Walker, not happening.
Yeah, like just sweating your ass off.
We went through those days, so they don't have to.
Yeah, like we're smart enough to know. It's like, when you have a house or like, the apartment, like I'm smart enough to know what I can fuck with and fix. And I'm smart enough to know what I can't. And like, I knew I couldn't fix this game by being in attendance. Like, we knew it was a loss. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not doing it. Like, I didn't want to be at work either. And I would have loved to take a half a day or a full day off. But, like, then my youngest is with me and I got to fucking settle down and only have like 6 to 8 beers. Like, how's that fun?
I agree. I agree.
So, John, what do you want to happen to Walker? Or what, like, you know, we're going to put that fucking Swami hat on. What happens?
Well, like I was talking to Dugan in the group chat earlier, I was thinking like maybe get a team to absorb half that deal, like an A's or some shit. Team that just needs a some sort of name. I know he's not exactly a flashy name, but absorb half of it. Maybe we pay half. But Dugan's right. You gotta not let him pitch the whole rest of the season. You got to DFA him and eat that money.
Unless Dombrowski has fucking nude pictures of another GM fucking there's no fucking way they're going to take anything. I think we might have to like pay money for someone to take them. Like I had Union tickets tonight, and like, listen, no one wants to go to the fucking Union. Like, you're a season ticket holder. You could sell them on SeatGeek. I had to actually put -$2. I had to pay someone $2 to take it tonight. So that's what it's going to be like with Walker. It's that serious.
I've seen it on Game Time.
-$2. I'm fucking paying someone to go to the game. And we're like, you know what? Like, here's X amount of money. But, you know, there's a point, and this has happened, right, Chris? Like, this is not unusual that a guy doesn't pan out and teams they just cut. What do you think happens here?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. You know, like John said, we were talking about earlier, and I call it the Didi treatment. You know, the Phillies released Didi a couple years ago with, I think, 2 years left on his deal and like 30-something million. Sometimes you just got to know when it's time to cut bait and you know, suck up the loss and suck up the money and just say it's time to move on, because this guy's just not going to help the team win games. I really got a little pissed off today when after they, home run and he gives up a double and he's out on the mound smirking. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, come on, come on. You're getting fucking your pitcher. Every goddamn ball, every ball they hit was 100 fucking miles an hour. Yeah. The infielders needed fucking catcher's gear on to try and field some of them fucking balls. And this guy's out on the mound smirking, It's one of those situations where if I was a player on the team, I'd have some words for him after the game. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you're not doing your job and you're out there smiling and shit. Fuck you. Fuck off. All
right. So, I mean, him smiling, fucking Austin Hayes smiling. Oh, like, dude, that was an error. Like, the third baseman should have caught it. Like, there's nothing to fucking smile. I wasn't smiling. Yeah. And anyone that was smiling on the field, I think it's fucking ridiculous. Like, I know it's 162 games, but like, it is for us too. And I'm not fucking smiling. I don't know. So,
and
Rob,
we're not getting paid.
Yeah. Rob, is your stuff good? Is the butcher good? Like, can you hear us?
Yeah. Everything is good. Everything's in the right place. I'm doing it on my phone because my computer decided to update. So I'll be here for 6 hours updating shit. The thing with Taijuan Walker,
reintroduce you though. So, like,
yes, please.
The butcher has been with DPF for a long time. He was on the podcast as we started. He got himself into a little bit of a law trouble, and now he's back out. Is that right, Robert?
That is true. I did a little bid in the pen. It was rough, but I established dominance as soon as I got there. And so it got a little better. You walk up to the biggest guy, you punch him in the face, and then you become his bitch, I guess. I don't know how it works. It's prison rules. No, but I just busy life, man, but I got a few things settled, and I'm glad to be back with you guys because I've missed this. I've been posting. I'm the one who constantly does the hashtag beer something. Just because I don't
that, Rob, because you don't drink, right?
Yeah, I don't drink. I'm going on like 19 years without a drink. So, my guys over here got sponsorships and fucking beers with their faces on it and shit. And I'm like, I'm part of the Drunk Phils fans. I just don't drink. So beer something,
Yeah.
And because I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Trust me. I encourage Chris's drinking a lot.
It's part of why I am this way.
We went to high school together. That's what it was. We drank Brass Monkey. But no, it's just, it's good to be back. Shit happens. And that I just figured I'd throw that out there as kind of like my little nod saying, I'm not out of here yet. But yeah, the way this season's been going up and down, Like I got to jump back. Chris shot me a text and said, "Yo, you want to get back in? You know, we're doing it Wednesday." And I was like, "Well, I don't fucking work on Wednesday, so let me get back in here." So like I said, it's good to be back. Fuck Taiwan Walker, man. That dude needs to go. Like there's just nothing else you can do with him. You can't put him in the bullpen because the bullpen is decent right now. Like we got a couple guys that we can rely on. Ruiz seems like a guy who you can rely on. Whose spot does he take if he goes to the bullpen? So he's got to go. Like, I know he's making a lot of money, but dude's got to go.
So, Rob, like, it's so tough to like understand, let's face it, if this guy wasn't making what he's making, he'd be out of here. There's no doubt, right? Like,
sure.
Does anyone have a doubt? Like, Chris, he's gone.
Nope.
I find it difficult that, it's tough to admit mistakes when you're in charge, right? And, I think that's the sign of a good leader. And if I'm a player on the team and I see that they keep throwing this guy out there, and I'm kind of like on the edge of like, some days I want to play hard, some days I don't. But this dude's getting fucking rewarded with second, third chances. And then before we go to the next topic, Rob, how close were you to fucking stopping 19 years today?
Well, to be honest, that's why I made coffee, but my wife and I went out to dinner a little while ago, and she ordered a glass of wine. And I was like, you know what though? The Phillies are getting no hit right now. Topper put fucking Taiwan on the mound. Maybe a shot of Jameson, maybe a bottle of Jameson is the way to go.
I like that. It's like, it's never a shot. It's all, you got to do the thing.
That's why I stopped, because a shot is like, why bother?
Yeah,
right.
So it was close. It was close. I called my sponsor. He directed me to get on my knees and say a prayer.
Okay.
And then I just, I cried a little bit, and then I jumped on the podcast. But I'm still
men's man, and still admit crying and stuff.
Well, I was just crying because I can't drink. That's what it was. There's nothing else. It was just I can't drink right now.
Rob, you're not left out. I mean, fucking Turkey Hill's local. We all like Turkey Hill. Get on the fucking horn and we're like, I don't know, DPF drinks fucking Turkey Hill before 9 a.m. After 9 a.m., it's like, yards and hitting still before 9.
Yeah, I'm the designated driver. I'm the guy who gets up early.
Yeah. Chris, like, what are you feeling about the Alvarado situation? And how much do you think his performance was hampered by whatever it is going on in his life?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, it's a tough situation because he's out, not being injured, and from what I heard, he's not even getting paid when you get put on this list. You're not getting paid during this time. So obviously something serious is going on. I'm hoping it's not something with his family. But it could be, and I'm sure that's weighed on his mind if it's been something that's been going on for a while. But as far as his performance, yeah, it probably have affected him. But we've seen this Alvarado before where, he throws hard, but his location's terrible. He falls behind in the count. If he's not ahead, if you don't throw strike one, he's in trouble. And that's the way he's been his entire career. And too many times this year, he's fallen behind in the count, and everybody knows what's coming. That little cutter's coming. And they're just sitting on it, and they're putting a good swing on it because they know it's coming. And he's not dropping it at the back foot like he was last year. He's leaving it out over the plate. I'm sure his personal situation is affecting him mentally as he's playing, but I think his performance is just indicative of the up and down of his career. I mean, last year he was lights out. The year before he had to get sent down to get fixed. This year he kind of looks like that guy again before he was sent down, where he's a little wild in the zone. He doesn't have that hammer of the cutter on the back foot, and he's leaving the ball out over the plate. And I don't care who you are, major leaguers can hit fastballs except for the Phillies. Apparently, they're the only team that can't hit fastballs. So,
like, I wonder if the book is, you open the book on like, hey, the Braves are coming in. They're like, all right, you throw sliders outside and fastballs right down the cock. Like, that's the fucking key. Like, I think that is the book. It's not like, there's like these red spots. Yeah, there's a blue spot right down the fucking middle. How much do you think that this how they played today leads into the next 4 games that are critically important.
I think they're probably feeling defeated right now, to be honest. I mean, they won the series. Like, technically they won the series, but they just got shellacked by a team they should have beat if they were given a chance with a real pitcher.
And it doesn't feel like it, right?
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like
it doesn't feel like it. And they should have beat them with a real pitcher out there. But I mean, I hate to say it, I kind of get the move puts it. I'd rather Sanchez start tomorrow. I get it, but I mean, you had to have somebody else but Walker. And I got a question for all you guys. What do you think? Do you think when Topper's leaving them out there, I mean, do you think that's coming from upstairs? Do you think that's a message from Topper? Like, hey, you gave me this guy, he sucks. I'm going to leave him out there and let you deal with it. Do you think it's a message to upstairs? Like, or something?
I do.
I don't think Topper's like that.
73 pitches, like 3.
No?
No?
No,
I think slyly maybe.
I don't think Topper's that kind of guy. I think what he's doing, and Topper's nice. He's Canadian. He's a nice guy. That's everybody taught. He went to school in Kansas. Like, I think what he's doing is he's trying to let Taiwan work it out. And Topper does this, and this is one of the frustrating, most frustrating things that he does, is he accepts losses. And everyone, like, we've been hearing it all year, it's a long season. That's just baseball. Yeah. Fuck that, because 2 years ago and last year, we saw what those early losses in April and May do come September and October. They add up, and it's the difference between a home series and an away series in the playoffs. And Topper doesn't mind. It's like he doesn't mind giving today away because they already won the series, like John said. And he wants to let Walker get out there. And I think some of it, like, my fucking sick mind wants to say, Topper's just putting him out there and saying, fuck you. We're losing this game today, but you're going out there and your arm's going to hurt tomorrow. Get better. Because I say that all the time. If a guy's out there serving up meatballs, leave him in. Leave him in. Why make that somebody else's problem? Leave him out there until he can get a guy out. And again, I doubt that's what Topper's doing, but I would love to hear, that's what Topper's doing.
He'll never admit to that.
He will never.
I think this was a save the bullpen day today. He because you got the Braves coming in, and even if you look at the guys he used after Walker, Mercado and Lazar, I don't think those. I mean, Weston Wilson may pitch against the Braves. We might see him again, but I think that he used a couple of the younger guys that probably aren't going to be in high leverage situations in the Braves series. Save some of the the Hoffmans and the Stroms, and no need to bring them in a game like this. So if you can extend Walker an extra inning or two, I mean, he was still only at 93 pitches. I might have brought him out for another inning if I was the manager. Right. But I think that was more of it today. The putting him out there every fifth day is the problem for me. It's not the leaving him in the couple extra innings today. It's that every fifth day that he's getting that ball. That's the big problem.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to some comments because I can see they're pouring in, and let's see what we have to say. All right, so Nancy, you've done it once again. I think this is 4 weeks in a row. So you got the golden FTM. Appreciate it. Tracy, it was milliseconds, but you were just behind today. We appreciate that. So Garrett, man, how you been? We haven't seen you in a little bit. Not on here. I think you're posting. So we keep saying it's a scheduled loss, but it's infuriating to watch. And with that said, fire Kevin Long. Who has he made better? I think we've asked this one. Like, what batter has he made better? I'm not sure. Thompson said he was going to put Walker in BP. What the fuck? So offense is disgraceful. And Donna, I don't appreciate you harassing me about the amount of twisted tea I have in the house. So you don't know what it's like to have Renee on a twisted tea binge. So you got to keep just enough. Like, there's a hidden stash, but I can't keep 20 in there because then 20 are gone. You keep like 5 and we're like, oh, that's all we got, honey. Philly sports go boom, the most bipolar team in baseball. I agree, and I feel like I am. Yeah. Because like one day I'm happy, the next I'm like they're the best, they're the worst, and right now I'm like, are we going to be one game out after this series? Or are we going to be 10 games up?
Oh,
Or somewhere in between, you know? Because that's where we are.
they have to split. They have to split
Yeah.
at a minimum. At a minimum.
Yeah.
Fred Short, maybe the worst game I've ever attended. I mean, Fred's a young man, but like that's a lot of games Fred's attended. So like I don't disagree. I'm not an advocate for leaving for traffic, but fuck it today, man. I would have said like I'm not gonna say anything. This is a mulligan. Everyone should get one. Cousin Amy, watched it live and in person, and it was absolutely painful.
She told me, Chris, she told me she almost got thrown out in the first inning when Altuve stole home. She was cursing up a storm, and security had to come over and tell her to calm down. So I said, yeah, that's my cousin right there. It's my,
right.
my drunk
There you
cousin
go.
Amy. Yeah.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Harry with a FTM, so I appreciate that. Steve wants to put him on a fucking Greyhound out of town. See, you fucking clown. Steve, I don't disagree. I don't know if I'd want to put him on a Greyhound. I don't really care. You know, I think that's too luxurious. Yeah.
What's the one that's
Give
$1?
me a
Megabus.
Yeah,
Megabus is $1.
fucking megabus.
Yeah. The dollar to
Send it
Boston.
back to New York and fucking megabus.
It's when you get your Greyhound tickets on Wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy Don, Stratomatic, we talk a lot. He wants to know, do you think the Phil's record, do we know the record? And, you know, is it possible that they have sleep apnea or maybe hangovers?
If they're drinking, they don't really have any reason to be drinking though. That's unless they're lamenting, and then you know. But
and Harper don't even drink.
Yeah,
he might. Me and Bryce are gonna fucking fall off the wagon today.
Mike wants us to DFA Taiwan and Mercado. They both suck. So I'm gonna kind of put something out there. Like I know the bullpen's been decent, but like I am scared to shit right now because like what is it? What is the bullpen? Estevez, Hoffman, Kerkering, and Strom. That's it. So what
Ruiz has been good the last month.
I agree with that.
He's been pretty solid. So I'd throw him in that mix.
But what do you do at this point? Like you can't have Mercados and Lazars on this team.
I like Lazar hasn't thrown bad. I mean, he hasn't thrown bad since he's been up. I don't hate him. I'm not ready to give him close, high leverage late innings yet. But I like that kid. He's got some good stuff. I like him. But the key is the offense. Get the fucking lead and then get to the best guys in your bullpen.
That's just it. They're not getting a chance. Like they're not getting into the game up a couple runs, to preserve a lead. You got the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning guys. Most of the time, what we're dealing with is we're trying to come back. The fucking Taiwan only goes 2 innings, 3 innings. Topper decides to start a bullpen game. Like that's killing the bullpen. It's taxing everybody. And I just don't see the purpose of throwing these guys out there unless it's a high leverage situation. So guys like Strom and Hoffman, fucking Kirker, like they're not going to get in, and they need work too.
Yeah.
What do you think of your boy Kerkering? Like
ups and downs. Like I like him, but then there's sometimes where I'm like, stop relying on just the slider, man. You got to set it up with your fastball. He throws it in there, and they know it's coming, and they slap it. I like him, but he's got to be more consistent. And I like Duke. I do like Lazar. Mercado scares the shit out of me.
Did you see what Topper said about Kerkering?
Nah,
because
he's a left-hander.
He's like having a lefty. It's like except he's right-handed.
I think he needs to develop another pitch.
That's like saying I'm like a right-hander. Like it's just not true. It's just not true.
I like Kerkering, it's expected, right? This guy had a quick ascendance, and all of a sudden, he's in these difficult spots, and like I think he gets overwhelmed with the situation. But I think his major thing is like he's not Larry Anderson at 22, right? Like he has to throw the fastball for strikes. If he doesn't do that, then the guys are like, I know this pitch is coming and it's going to be out of the strike zone and I'm not going to swing.
Yep.
And then I have to go and text the other guys and say, fuck John. Fuck Kirkering. Fuck John. I fucking hate this dude.
He needs a
If
third
he gets
pitch.
if he gets that bad, I'll bring my jersey over. We can burn it.
He needs
Yeah,
a
he
third
does.
pitch.
Yeah,
Change up or a splitter or something.
he has one, but it's just not developed like right.
That's what I
Like,
mean. He's got to
he's
get
not
it
throwing it. Yeah,
where he has it, he can throw it and show it and give them
Yeah.
change their eye level a little bit and then throw that sweeper, slide, or whatever the fuck they're calling it these days.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that goes back to the coaching. Like, what's Cotham doing with them? You know, we talk
Right.
about Kevin Long not doing anything with the hitters. What the hell is Cotham doing with these guys? You know,
Yeah.
why isn't Kirkering developing that fucking other pitch? Like, what's he teaching them? Or is he teaching them nothing? Just go out there and throw.
right. Especially the young guys like Kirkland, Lazar, Phillips when he was up. Like these young guys that come up for a little bit.
It's I just read an article that Nick Nelson, you know, who did well when he was up here. He's
Oh, boy.
learning a knuckleball.
There you go.
So
Really?
Nick Nelson, you know,
Okay.
Yeah.
learning the knuckleball. He got the okay, but I kind of feel like it's like they're like, all right, Nick, you're never gonna make it. You want to throw a knuckleball? Go ahead, kid. Like just throw whatever the fuck you want. Throw a gyro ball. We'll have like, you know, we'll blink fingers at you. Yeah, throw pitch number 20. You wonder, but like he's a guy who fell off. Like he was here and he was decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other one, and here's the name that I want to bring up. I've been following this dude. We ripped the shit out of him. He is fucking having a great comeback season right now. Dylan Covey.
Yeah.
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 He is someone, you know, why the fuck is Mercado here or Lazar when like this dude's proven that he can eat innings and he was a high leverage guy for us at that point.
Yes, he was.
You know, remember, like we shit on him, but man, he came and shut our fucking mouth.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I
know?
think last year, if you look at his numbers, they weren't great, but he started that one game in Atlanta where he got bombed like 9 runs in
Yeah.
2/3,
Yeah.
2 2/3 or something.
Yeah.
And then he had 1 or 2 relief appearances where he gave up 4 or 5 runs. Other than that, the dude was really fucking solid for the Phillies last year. I mean, maybe 3 outings in the whole season that he got bombed, and that kind of inflated his ERA. But yeah, he reminds me a little bit of like what Ruiz is doing this year, like that guy who, you know, he's not overpowering. He relies on his stuff. He'll get his strikeouts, get his ground balls. You know, rely on location. And Covey pitched well. And yeah, he might be a guy that does come up. You know, if in the near future. I think he's still in the 40 man. So you know, he could come up at any point. And I think I did see that he was put on waivers. Cleared waivers and was then outrighted back to Lehigh Valley. So he's still in the system. So they could pull him up if they wanted to. So, you know.
Yeah, like, you know, when you have that one inning that's tough, like I've been writing my college for a couple years, seeing if I can get inducted into the Hall of Fame. And like I've said the same thing. I was like, it was like 14 appearances that were bad throughout the 4 years. So, like, if you take those 14 bad appearances away, I had a really good fucking career.
That was
exactly.
There you go.
There you
There you
go.
go. There you go.
Dear Textile.
Yeah.
Now I'll write one of those letters for you.
Well, I appreciate that. Here's a funny story about Rob. I don't know if I've ever told it on here. So, Philadelphia Catholic League Championship 1992. I love saying this because I can just see Dugan get pissed off out of the corner of my eye. So the day before the game is like, I'm a senior, Rob's a senior. It's like our last, you know, day at school together. We had the yearbooks, everyone's signing it. Good luck, keep in touch, stay cool. Fucking Rob's writes, I hope you give up a fucking bomb tomorrow. It will be hilarious. That's what he fucking wrote in my book. And thank God.
To be fair, you wrote back, just keep counting my pitches. So it went back and forth. It was fair.
That was good.
Don't think you gave up a bomb that day.
No, but thank God that center field was like 432 because I hung like a 0-2 fucking breaking ball to Scott Lawler and he hit one like fucking 438 feet. Luckily, the 6 feet were in the air because it was only about 6 feet off
It was a laser beam.
Yeah.
It was a
Scott
beast.
Lawler.
What field was that?
DeVincent, so LaSalle University.
LaSalle, yeah.
So it was
Scott Lawler was, oh my God, that dude was huge.
And he was only a junior that year, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a junior that year? Like,
No, I think he was a senior because
No,
I
he's a
played
senior.
in Carpenter
was.
Cup with him, and we played at the Vet, and he hit 2 home runs. He was signed and sealed. I think he was going to Textile. He was going to Textile, and he hit 2 home runs in one Carpenter Cup game at the Vet. And NC State came down and signed him and gave him a scholarship on the spot at the Vet.
holy shit.
He ended up going to NC State. Yeah.
Well,
Crushed
2
balls.
we won the championship. So Roman hoisted up the plaque. So that was the important part, right?
Chris, do you remember Kendrick's Field, their home field?
Yeah.
Way out in left field, there was a house that had a swimming pool out in the backyard, but it wasn't fenced in. It was all open, but it had to be a good 500 feet from home plate. So we were playing out there. I think I was a junior, and I come in the pitch, and I hung a fucking curveball to Lawler, and he one-hopped that fucking pool out in left field. I mean, out of my fucking hand, I was like, oh, fuck. As soon as it came out of my hand, he fucking launched this ball. The left fielder never even moved. One hop, splash into the pool. I was like, that's a double, right? That's a fucking ground rule double. You know, it went in the pool.
Trying, right?
So we're teaching you things. If you guys are playing against Scott Lawler anywhere, do not throw a curveball, because I did the same goddamn. It was an 0-2 like NOLA curveball. I like dropped down and like, oh, I'm gonna get him. Yeah, well, it didn't get him. He triple clutched.
It had a jacket on it. It had a jacket on it. The fucker was hanging, man.
Yeah. It was just. I got lucky there. Chris, what are the defining moments of 2024 for the Phillies to you? And I want to go around so you guys can think about this. So this can be a positive or negative moment. If you look back right now, what sticks out?
I'm not going to pick a moment. I'm going to pick a stretch. And I think getting off to the fast start was probably the biggest thing for this team this year, because they're kind of now hanging on by their fingernails to keep that lead. So I think I'm going to say just finally starting the season hot. They haven't done that in I don't know how many years. So I think that was kind of a defining moment for this team, and now they're hanging on. Hopefully they can get hot again as they roll into the playoffs. But to me, I don't think they've had their moment yet where it's been like this was a turning point, because it's been so fucking up and down. Even every time you think you have one, it goes the other way. Whether it's a negative turning point where you think they might go to shit, then they start winning again. If they have a positive one, you think they're going to start winning, they fucking lose again. So I'm going to hang my hat on the fast start and jumping out to that big lead.
Yeah.
Portia, where are you at?
I'm going to say London. I'm going to say the London trip, because it feels like, and when it was announced, what was it, last year or 2 years ago? Whenever it was announced, I didn't like it, because I don't like these international pageants that they put on, all these major sports do, because I think that taxes the players. I think that really puts them at an unfair disadvantage. Now, for the fucking Mets, they're dirtballs anyway. They don't care if they're jet lagged. You know what I mean? Like, for them, it doesn't matter because nobody has any expectations of them. But to put the Phillies on a plane to go across the pond to play 2 games against a shitty opponent, and then we ended up, what did we split that series? Or was it 2 or 3 games?
2 games
in London. It was 2
Only
games,
2.
and we split them. And they come back, and it just seemed like they had I know they didn't go on that rough patch for about a month after that, but you could kind of see it. You could kind of see it coming. And I do have another moment, but I'll let you guys. That for me, I thought London was a turning point.
Over to John.
Yeah, just real quick on Butch's point. In London, it's a shame they won one and they lost one and they got in a funk when they came back. But shout out to Sig and Alex for being our ambassadors out there. There's plenty of stickers. Don't call Scotland Yard or whatever. So we all appreciate you being ambassadors, slapping stickers and giving them out to people over there. But my moment is probably the same as Dugan's, and it's the hot start, and I'm going to say something real fast. When you add a Hayes and an Estevez to that team, where the bats were rolling, where the bullpen was on fire, that should put you pretty much a little bit over the top, right? But instead, you added that, and it hasn't really panned out.
Yeah.
And I just think, and like London, like Butcher said, and also coming out of All-Star break, it was just they were dead.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah. Now,
What about you, Chris?
I'm a huge Harper fan. Like, I love this dude, but I think his contract extension talks, like, it soured me. And now I'm kind of like seeing things like hanging his head and just like body language. So we've talked a lot. Like, is this dude hurt? Can he not see? Is there some type of problem? But like the Bryce Harper that I know, and like, you know, it's weird that you're this age and it's not idolized, but I respect. Like, he's not going to do what he fucking did at first base today. Like, that's a fucking cardinal sin that I never expect. I expect Harper to be the one that's scoring, not the one that's shit in the bed, holding the fucking ball on both his knees, like looking around in a daze. Like, I just thought that was shameful, embarrassing, and I hope that like whatever's wrong with him, whether it be physical or mental, he gets it figured out, because there's not been a lot of those Bryce moments. And I was at the game the other night where he hit the single off Hader. Listen, he hit it right. It squeaked through.
Right.
Okay. Like, he did what he's supposed to do, but it wasn't like, you know, when is the last big Bryce Harper moment? Honestly, guys, like here's a question: is 2022 playoffs against San Diego? Am I missing something?
Maybe his 300th home run against the Angels that did give him the lead that day.
Even though they lost, right?
They end up losing in extra innings. Yeah,
that's so Phillies.
Yeah, that was a big
really
moment.
is.
But yeah, I mean, he really has it. I mean, he was over 300 at one point this season. Now he's down in the 270s. So that tells you how much he struggled of late. And I agree, Chris. Something's not right. He doesn't look like that focused Harper that we're used to seeing, that intense Harper we're used to seeing, that like baseball savvy Harper that we're used to seeing. Like he's just something's on his mind. He's hurt. Something's not right. I mean, he's missing fastballs that he should be hitting into the second deck. You know, like he just looks a little off. Something is just a little off about the guy. And he's still having a great year, 270-something, 20-something home runs, you know, 80 RBIs or whatever the hell he's got.
For a normal human, it's awesome.
Yeah, but not a Bryce year. Right.
Yeah. It's not a Bryce year. Yeah, it's just not a Bryce year. And it looked like it was going to be a special year when he was up over 300 and it was all over the goddamn place. You know, we're talking MVP now. I don't even think you can put him in the conversation at this point, you know.
Is he even MVP of the Phillies this year?
No.
I wouldn't say that.
No.
I was the one when we had our prediction show. I was the one that said when he was like neck and neck with Ohtani, I'm like, dude, he's catching fire. He might get the MVP because he plays a position, and Ohtani maybe they might just look at that. Ohtani's just bad, but then he fell off.
Was this the one where Dugan was saying he loved Alonso and Alonso
I vaguely remember.
Those got deleted, so I don't remember it. You know, Spotify deleted.
I was going to say I was ashamed to watch that one, guys. I was glad I was working that day. I was like, man.
It's funny, Chris. It's funny that you brought up like the body language thing, because that was one of the things I was going to bring up tonight. But the guy I want to talk about with the body language is Alec Boehm.
Yep.
I love the guy. And I mean, where he was and where he is now, it's night and day. He's two different players than what he was a couple years ago, defensively, offensively. But man, is he a little fucking pouting baby, for Christ's sake? When things aren't going his way, it's all over his body. The shoulders are slumped. The head is down. Today he grounds it up back. You know, he's down on his knees at first base. Like, you know, come on, man up. You're fucking 28 years old. you're the 4-hitter of the fucking Philadelphia Phillies. Strap on a pair and man the fuck up. I'm sick of like the baby shit. I'm sick of it. And I love the guy. I mean, he's got I mean, good ball
messed
player.
up by calling Nola Eeyore because Alec Boehm is fucking Eeyore.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's who we are.
He is,
And this isn't
And that's my guy. I love Bo, but it's true. I mean, can't deny it.
Yeah, Philadelphia is not the place to hang your head
No.
when shit's going bad for you as an athlete. Like if you're a Philly athlete and you're going through a rough stretch, you still got to go out there and do your job and keep your head up and show a little fire, but don't fucking hang your head. Don't pout because we're not going to dig that.
Bat. I'd rather see
Correct.
a broken bat, a thrown helmet than
Absolutely.
oh god damn it, I made another out. Like,
and then Bryce came over and consoled him, but I want it to be on one of those like lip reading things because I think they were both like, "Fuck this place. We need a better contract. We'll go together somewhere else. I'll bring my along with us."
They were like, "We're going to go to Milwaukee with Reese. Don't worry about it. We'll get out of here."
Yeah, they don't give a shit over there. Like,
they're like,
"We're just
"Fuck these
happy to
guys."
be here.
That drunk guy's out there again.
Yep. Yeah.
How does he keep getting tickets?
Going back to Patton too, Taiwan. What was that? A couple starts ago, he looked like he was about to cry when they were
Yes, he did.
in like the second inning. He looked like he was about to cry out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you can't. They got you now. They're in your head. They got you. It's over.
Although I would support Taiwan crying on the mound. I don't want pouting from any of the other ones, but if we see Taiwan completely defeated, that he's crying on the mound, and this is a joke, obviously, but that would be, as a Philly fan, I would be okay with that.
Rob, I don't think you're joking, man.
I'm not.
And I'm okay with it. Yeah, because I'm like, I would like, that would have been worth going today. I would have been like, fuck, I missed it. I fucking missed him crying.
This is what people don't understand about Philadelphia fans is that we are so accustomed to misery that we almost love it. We almost enjoy it.
I mean, DPF didn't get popular on a fucking good team.
That's right.
DPF got popular spewing fucking anger and fucking hate and fuck the Phillies and this guy sucks for fucking, 10 of the 14 years. Let's be honest. Like,
yeah, Dugan wasn't making memes with puppies and kittens.
It's like I'm gonna go to some more comments here because I can see that they're coming in a lot. So Mike, he stands on the steps when he's not pitching like he's coach of the team and goes out and blows it. He needs to go. I guess that's Taiwan.
That's Walker. That's Walker.
Just at one. So this is cousin Amy. At one point, the outfield did not want to come on the field. The heckling was rough in right field. If I was an infielder, I wouldn't want to come on. As like I would want a fucking flak jacket on. I said to these guys, I says, they have to play at the fucking back lip of the fucking outfield because like these dudes are hitting fucking 115 fucking missiles at the guys. Like, Jesus Christ. What a fucking mess. The weather, man. Love you, man. Don't know what seat in the plane you're sitting in, but when we get to cruising altitude, I'm throwing Walker out. So this is a great one. So there was like this picture that someone on Twitter did, and I just, gave them their credit, put it up, and was like, who would you want to sit next to? So DeWeather wants to sit next to Walker and fucking open the emergency exit. So we could probably make a meme of that, but Facebook's such assholes, they'll kick us the fuck off for another 6 months.
Seriously. For being mean.
There's a lot of like Tasha wants to take Walker out the pasture. We know who you don't even have to say it. We know.
Exactly.
Walk to Lehigh Valley. Hopefully on the turnpike, like in the fucking middle lane. So Mike would rather see John pitch than Walker.
Hey,
I
want to see that too.
So we didn't get to see this, but Paul said, props to Taiwan for standing in the clubhouse behind the microphones and answering questions to talk to the media. I get it that you can put him out there anymore. Just feel sorry for the person. Sorry if dude, you know what, man? We didn't see this, and like that's fine. But maybe this is the moment. Maybe that's why he was left out there. Maybe it's like now he knows he can't do it anymore. And it's not the Phillies going to say, like, you can't do it. He's going to be like, man, you're still going to have to fucking pay me. But, like, I can't do this. I love these guys, and I want to win, and I'm not doing it. But I don't think it's soft. I really don't. Stefan wants us to sign Bauer. You know, obviously, like, the dude's an asshole. He has some moxie. You know, whether he had some problems or not, I don't know. Like, if it's one person again or it's more than one person, like, I kind of question that. But there's no doubting his ability. He's just an asshole, though. And maybe that's what they need, but he's just an asshole. But I don't care. Like, I honestly, like, as long as you're not breaking laws and stuff, like, I don't care if you're an asshole. I care if you get us a ring and we're
gonna
all
win.
fucking, yeah.
Are we winning?
Like,
Yep.
That's really so we have someone new, Clark. This team has zero heart. It seems like that at times. I don't disagree. We've all said it. We all feel it because a day like today seems like there's no heart. Because I don't know if it's 10-0. I'm going up and, you know, they already do it, but they didn't even look like it. I'm swinging for my ass and be like, I don't want to get shut out. I don't want to get shut out. Like, I'm going to get fucking boom in. I don't know. Let's see. Going through a few more. Stefan is like, wants to say Bauer again. Jason. Did Long make boom better? I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's one. Maybe that's one.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't
I would have said last year he made Stott and Marsh better because I thought they were better hitters last year.
Yeah,
but they both regressed this year. I mean, I just saw a stat about Marsh and it blew my mind. He's got one of the highest batting averages in over 100 years of balls put in play. He's hitting like 357 on balls put in play. The fucking problem is he strikes out 40% of the time.
He only puts the ball in play a couple times a month.
Yeah, like that's the biggest. When he puts the ball in play, he gets a fucking hit, you know. But
I'm gonna use that though. I'm gonna comb through Textiles fucking records, and I'm gonna say, listen, like, I have the best record of any pitcher in July of a right-hander that was 6'4" and 140 pounds. Like
on days where it was 92 degrees or hotter.
Yeah, and I was wearing long sleeves. Like no one else.
You just got to find your stat. That's right. Everyone's got a stat. Everyone's the best at something.
Poor intern digging through the records.
Yeah. The Atlanta series, I feel, is going to see what kind of team we are. I mean, we're playing it at home, and
it's a sack up series. It is a sack up series. You either are going to sack up or you're going to get your ass kicked.
So, and it's Labor Day weekend, so there's going to be a crowd there.
Yeah.
Rob,
so they have to show out.
Like 4 games. What do you want? Like, what do you think is going to happen? Not what you want. I know what you want, but
we have what? Sanchez. What's the rotation? We got Sanchez,
Wheeler, Ranger, and Nola.
Are those the 4?
Honestly, I think we can win 3 of 4. I think 3 of 4 is and that's
Sale's pitching tonight, so he won't be pitching, which is escaping him.
Yeah.
You'll get Schwellenbach because he fucking owned us last.
Last time he was nearly unhittable. And we'll also get Friedis, right? Yeah, as well.
Reynaldo Lopez, who It's funny. I just saw something on Reynaldo just as a pause. Like, they're talking about this dude being in the Cy Young fucking talk. They're in no fucking world is this. Like,
I know.
Honestly, I hate it, but there's no doubt that Chris Sale is the Cy Young.
Yeah.
No fucking doubt. 14-3, 200 strikeouts. Like, Wheeler is there, and then they want to put this fucking Paul dude in from Skeens from Pittsburgh, but like, dude has 100 innings. Like, stop it. And I know right now 100 innings is like 200, 20 years ago.
Exactly.
Come on, man. Fucking Reynaldo Lopez. Like, win and loss doesn't mean anything, but I think he's 7-4. Yeah, he has like a 2-point-something ERA, but get the fuck out of here. Like,
Yeah, remember when 20
Yeah.
game winners, like there would be 3 game winners, and
Yeah.
2 of them wouldn't win the Cy Young?
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Now
you
it's
win a
what,
Cy Young, and you're like
14,
14-11.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I like Skeens too, but it's like, come back next year, kid. This is for the big boys this year. Like,
I just can't shake the idea that he's Kerry Wood. You know,
Yeah.
he might have a
mustache.
yeah, that mustache
exactly.
go. That's gotta go.
Exactly.
And his girlfriend's fucking annoying. I want to say it. She's fucking annoying.
She is.
Like,
I don't
she's
even know who it
fucking
is.
I don't know, but she's always wearing his jersey, and I think she threw out the first
Somebody
pitch, like
supposedly-
10 times.
Then fuck her. Yeah, screw that.
Is it? She's some Instagram
Something
model
like
or
that.
something?
More than likely.
Or one of them.
More
Is
than
she?
likely.
I think that's what my wife tells people. She's like, "What does your husband do?" Well, he's kind of like Facebook famous. It's like not a million. He's like they got like 50,000 fans. But like it's not.
Yeah.
Like,
They're like 50,000. That's cute.
and they're like, "That's cool. That's really yeah. That's nice."
That's nice.
What do you
So
think,
three,
John? For
3 out
Atlanta?
of 4. Yeah, go ahead.
3 out of 4.
I would like 3 out of 4. It's like Dugan said, not up or shut up. You gotta, put your big boy pants on. I have a bad feeling they're going 2 for 4 for some reason. I want 3 or 4, but I got a bad feeling they're gonna split. I don't know why.
A split's good though because then they
I'll take a
leave
split.
it the way they come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That's Chris. Where are you at?
Yeah,
I'd take a split. I'd take a split at the minimum. That's all. Nothing less.
yeah,
than a
that's
split.
minimum.
Nothing
They
less.
Schwellen back and they lose to Lopez and they beat Freed and they beat whatever the other dope they're throwing out there.
Yeah. Charlie Morton. It's Charlie Morton.
Oh,
tomorrow.
Jesus
Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
Yeah.
There's
Like
their win.
80.
Like, was Rich Hill not available? Like, he's
He's
coming
signed
back.
somewhere. He just signed somewhere. 44 years old.
Yeah, he's with Boston.
Yeah.
You know,
Bartolo
I'm
Colon.
Oh, a
It-
little hat.
I want to. We're getting to be that time. I'm going to do one more question around to everyone, and then we'll go to some more comments, and just then I'll give it everyone kind of like a final. Who's your offensive MVP for the Phillies this year if it ended today? Dugan.
I'd give it to Alec Bohm. I think Bohm's been the most consistent hitter all season.
Okay.
I mean, drives in runs struggled recently, but he's normally a guy. If there's a runner in scoring position, he's the guy I want up.
Cool.
So
Butcher.
Yeah, that's who I was going to say. Alec Bohm. He leads the league in doubles. There was a stretch there where he was like good for a double a game. He seemed to be spraying the ball around, getting it to the alleys, knocking in runs. He's leading the team in RBIs, I believe, still. I think without him, this team would be in a lot worse shape.
John, 3 for 3.
Yeah, you got to trifecta. And it's not biased because I like him a lot, but I mean, the average speaks for itself. RBIs, he drives in a lot of runs. Like Dugan said, when you got runners up on base, that's the guy I want. And I love watching him hit when he does hit consistently. Knocks some liners down the line, hits in the corners, like Butcher said, sprays it over the field. I mean, that's got to be. It would have been Harper if he kept that pace, but it's got to be both for me.
So I'm not going to be different just to be different because I actually have 2 reasons. One of them's good and the other one's even better. So I'm going with Nick. And the first reason is this guy's just been consistent, man. Like when everyone's been up and down, Nick has just been that guy who's hitting like 280 the last 3 months, close to 300 after the All-Star break. I think that consistency has been something that's important. And he's a little wacky, right? And he seems to be a little bit of an asshole and have that edge. He's like, I just go up like it's BP. I just try to hit the ball. But, I think he does change his approach. We've seen him swing less at the outside pitch. He's still not. He's always going to. So that's kind of the one reason. I think he's been the constant. Like other people have had up and downs, but I think recently, and 3 months is a large swath of time, I think he's hitting 298.
Before you go to your second point, Chris, I had written something down about Nick. He was a guy I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
So on May 28th, he was hitting 199 on May 28th. So here we are, like you said, a few months later. Since then, he's hit 287. He's also cut down his strike rate from 25% through May down to 20% since May 28th.
Jesus.
So he's cut down his percentage.
5% is huge.
That's huge, yeah.
It's
And
huge.
he's doubled his home runs. He went from 6 home runs to 12 home runs in the last after May 28th. So yeah, pretty solid season for him to get to 250 from 199.
Right.
You know, he swung the bat very well, especially because he's a guy that plays every day, so he's got a lot of at bats.
Yeah.
So you know, one hit's not moving his average all that much. He's had to pile up some hits, and I agree. He swung the bat really well for the past, you know, since May. You know, since the end of May, he's really swung the bat well.
Yeah, that was great stats, Chris. I appreciate that because I'm like, I felt like, but I didn't remember he was 199, and like, wow. And the second is like, you know, our Facebook page goes up and down because Zuckerberg wants to be a motherfucking cocksucking asshole motherfucker. But anytime I post a Nick fucking picture, yo, the fucking ladies come out, the guys come out. I don't give a shit.
It's the chest hair, man. It's the fucking chest hair. They did it.
Love it. So like I posted the same picture like fucking 50 times. Like the same fucking picture gets liked 1,000 times each one. So Nick, thank you for keeping us afloat when Zuckerberg wants to fuck us over. Fuck that asshole. I'm glad that we're live on Facebook today, though, because sometimes he even wants to fuck us on that when we're doing this. I have to like go behind the scenes and do fucking coding, and you know,
fucking nerds, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to a few more ending comments, and I'm just gonna kind of go around the horn and see, you know, what kind of thoughts that you have on before our next talk. So, can't watch Taiwan another game. They can't ignore it another game. You could see it in the team. Completely agree on that one. I don't think that we're going to see Taiwan throw a pitch as a Philly again. Period. They can't have him.
Yeah.
Right.
Unless they put him as a mop-up guy. That's the only way I see him coming in as a mop-up.
Yeah.
You know?
I see Cody saying something put into perspective. I'm not really good at that, but I want to listen here. So let's put something in perspective. Just took 2 or 3 from a team that won the AL Championship Series the last 8 years straight. Not going to be perfect for 162. Cody, I appreciate that. It's absolutely correct. I think I would have been happier if they lost 10-0, almost got shut out the first game, because I didn't go to that one. I would have been pissed about that, and then won the last 2. But it's a great point. Like, they didn't get their ass kicked by a terrible team, but they could have. Like, I have no doubt that the A's did it to us, but it's a valuable point, and I appreciate it.
I feel different too if it wasn't the trend with this team to have a big game offensively and then have a shitty game and then have another shitty game and then have another shitty game offensively. The trend for this team is not good. That's the problem.
Right.
Yeah. London is an excuse. I don't know if it is or isn't, but you know, some people think it isn't. Some people think it is. I don't know. I feel like it probably is a little bit. They're going out there. Their mind's not on baseball. They're like at fucking Passyunk Avenue, which is awesome. You know, fucking around, seeing Big Ben, and I don't know. Like, I have a big problem with the whole fucking English culture. Number one, fuck Oasis. Are you English or are you Irish? Like, because they're like, hey, we're Irish, but Manchester, fuck Liverpool and all this stuff. And this fucking dude's wearing parkas all the time. Like, I don't know, dude. Like, listen, man. I probably did some dumb shit like that when I was 22, but like, you're fucking 60 now. Enough with the fucking parkas.
They're not 20 anymore.
Yeah, like, get a fucking life. Andrew, my man. Great point here. August 9th. August 9th was his last home run. Like, that's not Bryce Harper stuff here, boys. You know, that's bad. Bucci, evening, fellas. Atlanta series is massive. Absolutely. I'm glad. I wanted to get another FTM in before we were gone, so Rich Lopes gave us so I like this. So Christopher Remedies, you're a clown, bro. Paul Skeens is the best pitcher in baseball besides Chris Sale. Christopher Remedies, thanks for signing in. Go fuck yourself.
Just look him up and find out where he's from. He's probably from like Harrisburg or some
Remember
shit.
Undertaker?
It's probably from that fucking armpit in the fucking western side of PA. So.
Hamburg.
Correct.
They
He's
gotta
from
hold on
Ohio.
to something, right? They're like, oh, we're the Penguins. We got fucking Crosby. Yeah, go fuck yourself.
They're shutting Skeens down. They're probably going to shut him down early, and that's like 100 innings. Like they're going to shut him down. So don't tell me he's the best pitcher in baseball.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up. Butch, I'm gonna start with you. And like, since you haven't been on in a while, I think it's important that people know why you're called this name, and then go into whatever you want to say. So if you could just kind of explain that to, like, we got a lot of viewers right now that may not have met you.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna use the obvious excuse, but when we were kids, you grow up in Philly, you play wiffle ball, you play stick ball, you play wire ball, you play whatever, and sometimes the kids on the other team would hit the ball at me on purpose because they knew that I wasn't the best fielder. So what would happen is, I'd butcher a couple balls. And my friend Carl's dad, Fred, was like, God, that Rob, he's a butcher. And I hated it, so it stuck. You know what I mean? As soon as you hate a nickname, your friends are like, fuck it, that's who you are now. So that's kind of how that started. And it took a little while, but then I finally embraced it. Fuck it. And Chris made sure, especially our senior year, that the whole team, it was butcher this, butcher that, butcher this. And it just stuck.
I fucking loved it. Like, as soon as I found out you didn't like it, I was like, Rob's my boy, and I'm gonna fucking needle the shit out of him. I remember you were playing first base, and then, like, it was just like, Boise is a fucking terrible field. Like, it wasn't your fault, but, like,
it's still your fault.
Happens at Boise.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if it was me or Georgie Bennett stood up and said, that's why they call him the fucking butcher.
That was probably Georgie. And then you probably yelled something a little bluer. But to my credit, Frank Inarado, who played second base when we would turn double plays in practice, he liked throwing it to me because that's a long throw from second to first. And I was the only first baseman out there who would actually be able to scoop Frank's throws.
Well, he was so little too.
Yeah, he was fucking throwing it. But now, so that's how I became the butcher, because you got to hood it up a little bit. You can't just be the butcher. It's the butcher.
It's okay if you say it with just the A at the end. It's not okay if you say ER. So don't.
If you say ER, I get a little offended. It's a little.
It's gotta be, yo, my butcher.
I don't cut meat. I don't cut meat. It's not an occupation.
Any other final thoughts? Welcome back welcome back.
I actually did. I put this I said in the group chat. Recently they started running, started stealing bases again, and Marsh took one, and fucking I don't know, whoever. I think even fucking Schwarber stole a base within the last couple games. And a team that runs like this team, everybody talks about vibes, and I'm so sick of the word vibes. But this team feeds off of that. And I think if you got a team that's getting on base and running and getting into scoring position, that picks the rest of the team up so that we see less head hanging and things like that. So I want to see them continue to run the bases like that. I want to see them stay aggressive on the base path. And I think that helps.
Yeah. No, that's great. John, what do you got?
First of all, my inner child has curled up into a fetal position because I do a mean Wonderwall at karaoke by Oasis. That kind of hurt my feelings.
You wear the parka?
Nah, no Peter Parker. First of all, I can't believe how we went a whole episode without. Sorry, Elena. You tell your brother to stop talking about rubbing on dudes on telecasts. It's kind of creepy. There are some kids that didn't go back to school yet. We have to. I just want us to go with balls to the wall in this series. I'll take a split minimum, but give me 3. And I'm still pissed, even though we won 4 in a row, but we lost in shellacking fashion today. So just a random name, fuck Amari Telemaco.
Nice.
That's a nice one, dude.
I just want to see the offense get back to being consistent. I think there's too much talent in that lineup to have these peaks and valleys that they go through. I just want a nice, consistent lineup. I think if this team puts up 4 or 5 runs a game, they're going to win more nights than they're going to lose. You're getting great starting pitching. The bullpen's been very solid. It's all this team goes as the offense goes.
True.
And I'd love to see this offense just become a more consistent, producing runs every night like they were in the beginning of the season, where a 2-run deficit didn't seem like anything. Now a 2-run deficit might as well be a 20-run deficit with the way they swing the bats. So I'm hoping to see the good things from Kansas City, the first 2 games of this Houston series, today being an anomaly. Maybe we know it's a scheduled loss with Walker on the hill, so we're just going to go up there and go through the motions. But hopefully this Brave series sets them on the way, because we're getting into September. October's around the corner. I want to see this team start picking it up with the bats.
Yep. So thanks, guys. I'm gonna do my own sign off. Mike, we miss you. Hurry back. Hopefully I did you proud today, but we hope you're back for the next one. Everyone knows that Mike here is missing. Can't wait to have you back, dude. So
we love you, Mike.
Get well,
Love you, buddy.
Seriously, get back here.
Yep. Fuck Otis Nixon. Fuck Mark Lemke. Fuck Bobby Cox, because he's a piece of shit, and we all know why. Not only a Brave fan, a Brave, but because of the other shit that he did. And let's try to get 3 here from these guys. Like, let's leave, up one, up more games than we are, because that'd be a nice thing. So, and as always, fuck the Mets, and cheers to Philly Standard and to Hidden Stills partnering up with us. So we appreciate that. Soon to be Turkey Hill with Rob, or maybe you can get us a fucking hot dog thing. I love hot dogs. So. All right, guys. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for joining in.
Peace, guys.
All right, go Phils.